every evening when the sun goes down, get with my party and I begin to clown. I don't care what the people are thinking. I'm not drunk, I'm just a drinker. I set 'em up, another round. I set 'em up, another round. I set 'em up, another round. One more round won't get me down.
Hello and welcome to Drinking with Fear.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. My name is Pete Selby and I am the Fear, and once again I am sat drinking and I've got people around the table and those people are...
Who is it?
It's me.
It's a surprise.
Yeah.
It could be amazing.
Drum
It could
roll.
be fantastic. Do we have a special guest? No!
Oh.
I've got Wayne Miller
Hello.
Hey, it way.
and I've got Mr. Ben Roper.
Yay!
Very loud.
You're
Ben
right.
Roper. I'll just turn him down there.
had
There
a
we
good
go.
read.
I've just realised this is Drinking with Fear, and I'm sure Mr. Roper has a darts name.
I did have a darts name, yeah.
What was your darts name?
I kind of broke all the rules in my darts name. So I said that everybody had to begin with an F, but because I found one that I thought was so cool, and I was the captain, that I was allowed to be called Oki Balboa.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
classic.
But now I want a darts name.
You can only have a darts name if you hit 180.
Yeah, you have to throw the 180 first.
Oh, is that...
You can have a
shit.
darts walk-on song, though, if you like.
Oh, okay.
What would be your darts walk-on song, Wayne?
For those of you who, while you're thinking of that, for those of you who don't realise what we're talking about, the nickname Fear started from our darts team. Ben was captain
Many years ago.
And for some reason, unbeknownst to us and to everyone else, it had to begin with F. So I was one of the first. So Fear became my darts nickname, and then it kind of passed over into like normal society as well. So Fear was generally, and there's people who would call me the Fear. Matt Stevens, one of the team members, he would call me Fear as just a normal name. He would never call me anything else. Which was very entertaining when we were both joint best men at a wedding last summer, and he was the only person referring to me as Fear there. No one else would do.
No, I loved that. I found that great when I gave somebody a nickname and then it just became normal language. The same when I did with Ting Tong. There was a guy called Lee that used to work behind the bar.
Yep.
And yeah, we called him Ting Tong. And because he hated it, I kept calling him Ting Tong.
And that's
and to the point, everybody, because they knew he hated it, carried on calling him until it stuck. So he just became Ting Tong.
It's very similar with a woman who worked at my former place of work who I called Godzilla. And Godzilla stuck to the point of when I went to Grimsby to fit this.
I've worked for
certain shop.
Godzilla as well.
You work, yeah, that's right. You know Godzilla
Twice.
I walked into the shop and was talking about bits and bobs, and they said, "Oh, whereabouts are you from?" I said, "Oh, from Leicestershire," and I mentioned the shop, etc. And one of them turned around and says, "Is that where Godzilla works?" And I looked at her and I said, "Yes." And you're talking to the person who came up with that.
Does she know that she's called Godzilla?
No,
Of course she does. Of course she does.
I think she
You can't
might.
be called it that many times and it not slip out at any point.
There was another woman there who when she walked in for the first time, and this was a long time ago. Another woman said she walked in and she walked in like Slinky Jane, right? Mm-hmm. Now who the hell that is, I don't know. It's probably something from years ago.
Yeah, I don't know who Slinky Jane is.
And that nickname, from just saying that, stuck for the best part of 16 years, and only once or twice was that let slip, not by me but by other people in her vicinity. When I was there, I was like, "Oh my god, you've said it out loud to her." But yeah, we had nicknames for everyone. Did I have a nickname behind my back? Probably, but
Of course you did.
Of course I did.
Of course you did. But going back
You
onto
do
the...
now. Players.
Yeah, but what, the Fear?
No.
No, there's many.
The other thing that we call you behind your back that you don't know about.
Many other things.
Well, anyway, welcome to Drinking with Fear. We are drinking, and I'd just like to reiterate the fact that we are now on Spotify. So if you do listen to Spotify for any way, shape, or form for music, then please type us in, and you can listen to us there. And if you follow us on social media, @DrinkingFear is the Twitter handle. We're on Facebook, and just get involved, and also tell your friends about it. Maybe not close family members, some
Not my close family members, anyway. Oh, sorry, wrong hole again.
Yeah, we've lost Ben.
Yeah.
So what are you drinking, Wayne?
I'm drinking Dancing Bear.
What the serious fuck
Is that not a porn? I'm sure
I'm
it
not
is.
kinda sure what porn you watch.
Dancing Bear is a porn thing where male strippers go dressed as the dancing bear to a hen party, dance around a little bit, and then end up in a bit of shenanigans.
What did you type in?
I had a youth.
What did you type in to get that?
What was his name?
It's just when you're a bit younger and you're streaming through certain sites that you come across these things, and there's a
BBC.
dancingbear.com is a porn site.
I was not aware of this.
Oh, you were a bit too quick on that as well, Ben.
Why?
I've heard that before.
So, well, it came to your mind straight away. So it's
it does,
something not maybe from your past, maybe from your present. And
Fair enough.
But
probably
yeah,
probably
it is
future as well.
Dancing Bear, which is a German lager. It's not too bad. It's a lot better than that shit we had last week.
That stuff was ridiculous.
I was tasting that the next day.
The problem with the stuff last week...
I honestly could taste it the next day. My shit stank of it the next day.
Go back to the previous podcast if you want to hear, right towards the end. The thing is, at the end, I didn't actually say it on air, but I was just concerned, really. I was laughing at the fact that other people were drinking. I was concerned that you lot were still drinking it. I was like, stop drinking it. It's that bad.
Stop drinking it, Wayne. Stop drinking
Just
it.
stop drinking
I
it.
had to give it another go, though, just to see if it was as bad as the first time I tried it.
Absolutely fucking disgusting.
The first time was just a shock when it hit me. I got no idea it was going to burn my mouth so much.
It was ridiculous. So you've got this
Maybe
dancing
we need
bear.
to get it again and just be a bit more prepared.
No.
Never in a million years.
No, not doing
never,
it. No.
never at all. So you're drinking dancing bear, which looks like a standard kind of lager.
It looks like a can of Sprite.
It's a craft beer.
Bear.
It's a craft beer as a beer. Now you give me the options for what you're drinking.
Yeah, and you picked out Stella.
Yeah,
tonight.
but you had the option of there was a Tuborg involved, which was very close.
Yeah, there was Tuborg, there was San Miguel, there was Stella.
I had an episode with San Miguel not long ago, and it didn't agree. I liked San Miguel; it's very nice, but
It's too thick, though.
it got to me big time one night. So
It
I
will
just-
do.
I
It will
went
do.
off
It's
it.
not a social, just drinking, having a couple sort of. If you're in Spain, sitting by the pool, it's nice in a bottle, in a pint, that stupid shaped pint glass that it comes in, like an oversized cognac one. It's you know the one I mean, though,
That's
don't you?
a very good description, actually. I like
Yeah.
that. And the problem with the base of it, it's angled kind of upwards, it lips upwards slightly. So you do get kind of a pool of beer sitting on it. So when you get your full pint of San Miguel and you take the first sip, you always just get big drips down you from
Oh,
that
yes,
kind of
you do.
the
Because the
bottom.
glass is too wide. The brim.
Yeah, the brim at the bottom, the bit that goes on the fucking bottom of the glass. It kind of just slightly lips upwards. I'm sorry, but at least I'm pronouncing things better than you did on the previous episode. My God, both of you.
We'd had a few before.
Oh, you did a couple of clangers yourself.
Well, it's yeah.
Barista.
I do it for comedic purposes. all my mistakes are pre-planned and
course
executed to comedic perfection.
Let's play Ho Ho No.
Yeah, that was a bad thing. That was the worst. That was the worst. Which I think we bypassed pretty quickly.
No one noticed.
No,
No
I've
one
got a Moretti,
Yeah.
which I've not yet actually opened. Because I'm
Again,
just
that's another
sipping
thick
something else
beer,
at the
though.
moment.
Thick, sweet beer.
I love Moretti. The only problem is it comes in small cans. It's quite unless you're going to buy the big bottles of it, which is
Yeah.
obviously great.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the small cans are, I don't know why, but you're on about thick. Actually, that's quite right. But the can to me, it feels quite thick. I don't know where it's got like a matte finish to the outside of it, but for me, it feels quite thick. And the reason is, I think it gets colder better than I think it stays cold compared to other beers in cans. This gets cold very
You're a
quickly.
big fan of the cold, aren't you?
Yeah. Wait, just am I talking
go on,
complete
go on,
nonsense?
have
But
a
be
rub
honest,
with it, go on.
does that seem very cold? Obviously, it's cold to you, but does it seem quite a thick can? You know,
Well, they've been out of the fridge about half an hour.
Exactly
apart
the
from each
same
other.
size.
no,
No, it didn't say
to
size,
feel,
did he, you
to
idiot?
feel. Does it feel like a thick can, like a well-made matte kind of finish on the outside?
Well, I won't be able to tell unless you open it because it just feels like a
What a
can that's not
ridiculous
open.
thing to say. One's
Fuck's
full,
sake.
almost, and one's half empty.
Right, I know this is bad on a podcast, but okay, here's
This
a
is bad
can
on a
of
podcast.
Pepsi.
We're going to do a blind test.
Yeah, this is a can of... Oh, no, because one's cold and one's not. Okay, and you know which one's cold. But just tell me that you're holding a can of Pepsi and you're holding the can of Moretti.
This is the
The
most
can of Moretti, for me, it feels better, thicker. It's got a matte outside finish and it stays cold
Go on,
for
pass
so long.
Pass them over.
It's
Come
a
on.
really good,
If you're gonna do
solid,
this
small
stupid
beer.
idiotic
I think
test.
the Pepsi can feels thicker.
Okay.
I think absolutely opposite. And obviously
Okay.
I'm right.
I've reached my conclusion. Pete, you're an idiot. Just drink your Moretti.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Again, I think that's just for the podcast. Right.
But going back, though, I did ask for darts theme tunes, and the only reason I said that was because during my days as a darts captain, and it was after you had like a
You were great darts captain.
gap a couple of years, didn't you?
Yeah.
And the reason I was a great
last.
darts captain because it wasn't about the darts; it was about having a laugh while she went out.
Yeah, I let other people play because I was always obviously number one, being the best player. So I let other people through who couldn't play because there were too many good players on the team.
Well, there was one year. There was one year where one of the older boys, their side, they finished because they were getting too old and couldn't do it. And there was a guy called Derek, who was...
How old do you have to be not to be able to play darts?
They're pretty old. How old's Derek? What, 100,
He's
200?
probably about 109.
Yeah.
109, okay.
Very, very.
But to be honest to him, he looks 112.
He talks in noises. You talk to him, he goes...
What are you talking?
And that was how Derek would be all the time.
That's how I spoke after that fallen angel last week.
But
be
we
honest, anyway.
decided one week we were going to do darts walk-on songs.
Yep.
All right. So your homework was to go away and just work out which one was going to be, and then you come back. Our mate had an iPad; he would play it too as you walked on. I went with Thunderstruck by AC/DC because I think that's pretty cool as to walk on. I can't remember what the rest were, but obviously Derek, being a bloke that's nearly 100, didn't really know how to do all this sort of thing. So we asked if we'd pick him one.
Glenn Miller Band.
No, I went
Barbie Girl, Aqua.
No.
better,
Something like...
It's Raining Men by the Weather Girls.
better.
Oh my god. Something to do with Now You're Dead.
No, I went for the classic Electric Six song, "Gay Bar." We all had to have a walk up as we were doing it, and there's quite a great guitar-y sound. And he gets close enough, picks up his darts. You, I want to take you to a gay bar. Poor Derek, he got no idea what to do.
Everyone facing him.
Yes.
That would be an amazing Wesley Walkon theme.
Was this in a match?
Yeah, it was, yeah. We're playing against it was the Rangers club.
Oh my god.
Against them. They were getting pissed off with us anyway for doing walk-on songs because it's meant to be a serious thing. We should take it. But they
all the serious ones have walk-on songs,
we won them over. We won them over by getting Derek to
imagine
walk on to Gay Bar.
the oldest man you can ever imagine walked onto fucking Gay Bar.
He couldn't walk home from the pub. It was that old. It wasn't because he was drunk. He physically, once he'd had a night out, you had to give him a lift home because he was too frail to go anymore.
Did he enjoy it?
Yeah, I think so.
What about the darts? Have you ever...
Are we recording?
Yeah, we are recording.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the podcast, Wayne, and everyone who's listening. We are recording. We mentioned a minute ago, actually, off air. You brought up the subject of escape rooms. Now, these are everywhere now. These escape rooms. They're absolutely everywhere.
So in Loughborough, I believe.
Two, I think.
We done one. I've only done one, and you were there, Wayne. We did it. It was someone's wedding, and they
It was
had
like a
escape
mini
room.
escape room.
Yeah, it was a mini escape room, and all we didn't actually contribute at all. Other people were doing the escape room. We were too busy taking photos with all like the bits and bobs there. We were pissed, and we just make.
It was
have
at
a
a
bit of
wedding.
laugh. It was at a wedding. There was
How can you set that up?
They had it like upstairs in a bar. Like they had the whole place rented out.
Did the bar usually do this?
No, they did it specially. But they had this room that they just like partitioned off with a curtain, and then someone set up an escape room thing in there with like lots of little bits and bobs. It was pretty good.
Yeah. They had a big space where they had half of it as a dance floor and the other half a massive curtain, and you went in there and they basically had like two rooms set out, and that you had to go. It was incredibly well set out, which I presume they are normally, but they're everywhere, and I'd like to do one. But you've done one, haven't you?
I've done one. Yeah, I got bought one as a Christmas present last year,
and you can do it.
I wasn't very good at it, and the problem that I found with it is that when I start doing something and I'm not great at it, I tend to lose my temper a little bit or get a little bit childish. So I couldn't work out a couple of the clues.
Like a podcast.
Yeah. So the people that were running it would then have to say other clues over the mic or flick them up on the screen. Then I still couldn't work it out, so I was then arguing that they were wrong.
It's this stupid.
Yeah, so it's clearly my answer is correct and theirs is wrong. And I spent the majority of my time just arguing with them. So I think they just wanted me out.
That's me pushing my chair closer.
Well, no, it was a good laugh though. I didn't complete it.
Have you ever done the Crystal Maze?
No, I'd love to.
No.
You have, haven't you?
Well, it's an escape room, isn't it? It's just
It is.
effectively the first escape room.
I've done the Crystal Maze, and the first point. I'm
You wouldn't.
I am no employee of the Crystal Maze. They I'd love them to have paid me for this, but it was fucking awesome, right?
Yeah.
Imagine we all know the Crystal Maze.
Yes.
Okay. Everyone out there, you've all watched the Crystal Maze, and I'm talking Richard O'Brien.
Oh, good, yeah.
The original.
Not Ed to the Pole or...
Not Ed to the Pole, although there was elements of Ed to the Pole, but it was mainly the original. Imagine yourselves right now. Imagine the Crystal Maze. Imagine all the zones. And imagine if you're on it, you're running through.
Do you still have to run from zone to zone?
The smells and the sounds and the look and everything.
And
the
you
games,
are still running, so when they say go to the Aztec zone or whatever, you still have to leg it.
Everything is exactly... Imagine how good it could be. It's exactly that. It's amazing, right? Good. And you get there, you're in teams, you get photos, you're all wearing the bloody shell suit malarkeys, and you get told a few instructions and that, and then there's someone takes you around. Okay, obviously that's not going to be Ed Hole or Richard O'Brien. And we had this woman take us around, and she was some kind of like a relative of Mumsy or something or other. Absolutely to the point, brilliant actor, obviously, and also was in character all the time, but occasionally broke character for a bit of a laugh and to hurry us along. But you had a certain amount of time because you got an hour inside the dome, and they time it. Obviously, she's got an earpiece, and they're being told where to go and all this because there's other people in the zones at the same time, or not in the zone, should I say? You've got the zone to yourself, and then when they move on, you move on, and all that. And there's music. And the games are exactly the same. So you get in there, I've seen this. I've seen this remote control thing or whatever. And it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And you got a captain. I was the captain of the team. Of course you were. Of course I was.
By yourself.
Yeah. And you have to then choose someone to do that. And then obviously they get crystals, and the crystals for 5 seconds at a time. It's just perfect. It's absolutely brilliant. It's quite hard as well. And they do it ever so well, and they give you little clues and this and the other. And eventually you get to the Crystal Dome, and you get to the dome, and it's a huge Crystal Dome.
What was your tactic in the Crystal Dome? Was it just to grab everything, or was it still... Oh, man. What's wrong?
Yeah.
Is it to siphon through?
Yeah, that's
not even the right word.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Did you like lift up your shirt and just like catch it all?
This is the thing. We went, right, they give you...
Because you're not allowed to pick it off the floor, are you?
They give you specific instructions.
Why not?
No, you can't pick off the floor.
Rule,
you can't pick them off the floor.
It's too easy otherwise.
And the one thing that differs, it's based on kind of weight of amount. So there's no yellow, there's no gold and silver. Okay, silver don't take away. It's just grab as many you can and shove them in. Do you know what I mean?
Shove them in what?
Shove them in the letterbox. It's all exactly how it was on the show.
Okay, but that's not exactly how it was in the show.
Apart from the silver, it's just all gold. So you just shove them all in. And it's
just grab as many as you can.
Grab as many as you can, just to make it a bit more simple, which is fine because fine.
Okay.
So we got in there, and
I don't want some fucker sitting there counting it for half an hour, do you?
Exactly, it takes ages. Yeah. And so we're there going, and everyone they were all really. There was one person in particular who didn't want to go in there, and who's listening to this podcast right now, and who I would never admit, but really got involved with it towards the end. Who lives completely opposite, drinking with Fear Towers, and
great haircut.
who's listening to this right now? Who's for fuck's sake, who didn't want to get involved, but did in the end, and like in the domes. And
why did he not want to get involved?
Just
is it not cool enough?
No, it just wasn't what it. Yeah, just didn't want to do it. But anyway, which is fine.
Not an excuse.
You've not answered the question. You've just said he didn't want to do it.
Why didn't you want to get involved?
I don't know. It's not my. It wasn't me.
Why didn't you ask him?
Yeah, surely you just said, I don't want to get involved. Why not?
Because I was on fucking cloud nine because I was going on to the Crystal Dome.
You were the captain, and you had somebody that said that they didn't want to take part. It was your job.
We had a
Why are you still friends?
Ticket. I think.
Spare ticket.
Oh, was he the spare ticket?
So he was the reject.
I think we had a spare ticket that was already paid for, so it was like, well, you might as well do it because there's his ticket anyway. That was the reason, I think. But anyway, so you get into the dome, and there was looking around the group, people all like really ready to go. When that whistle blows, people change. They turn from being very placid to being the most violent and
but you're all on the same side, right?
Yeah, but like...
Who are they being violent?
You're not competing.
No, but in terms of...
Who did you punch?
I'm just going to grab this, I'm going to grab that. People, when they turn into animals, grab as many as you can, shove them in here, da-da-da-da. I'm not mentioning any people's names, Richard Perkins, but it was unbelievable. And it was just like, get him in there. People shouting at everyone, like, grab this, grab that. And if you were stationary for half a second, people were like, grab some fucking tickets! Like this. And it was unbelievable.
But why? I'm assuming you don't actually win anything.
But he did win.
There was two groups. And so the other group were in front of us.
Okay.
You walk back into the foyer area and there's a massive scoreboard with all of the day's totals on, and then they got their total, which was like 580. And we're there going, right, how many have you got? How many crystals did you get? And all this sort of thing. How much time did you have? And from what I remember, I think they got one more crystal than us. So they had 5 seconds extra, and we got fucking more. We got more tickets, only by like 11 or something. It was really
How
close.
good did that feel? Though? Well, that's because you were going in there with fighters and
It
leaders.
was. But of course, what happened? They turned around and said, yeah, but we got more crystals. Don't matter. It's all about what happens in the dome. But what I'm saying is, it's amazing. It's an absolute, it's a few quid in that, but it's absolutely amazing. I can't recommend it highly enough.
Is there anything in there that I can do? Because I've got like me stupid gammy leg.
You do have a gammy leg. Yeah, you can do mysteries.
What's wrong with your leg?
I've got a gammy leg.
He,
We never mentioned
Oh
my gammy
my-
leg.
oh
No, I
my
think we
God.
have, no.
oh, right. Well,
Wayne 2 broke my leg in 8 places. Wayne 2, the fiddler.
Was he fiddling at the time?
Well, he claims that I broke my leg. I claim that he broke his leg. But
he broke your leg.
Who let go of the wardrobe, Wayne? Who let go of the wardrobe?
Oh, I
Wayne?
do know of this, yes.
Yeah, so I broke my leg in 8 places and had my leg rebuilt.
How,
Like,
how did it
man.
happen? So
Do you have pins and shit?
Yeah,
I've never heard this story before.
Yes, you have.
Nice.
I'm,
Oh, this isn't a good story.
no, but just as a bit of a background story now. So what actually happened?
I was moving house and stupidly thought a good person to come and help me out would be Wayne the fiddler.
Wayne 2, who was on the Hogmanay.
Hootenanny.
Fucking hell.
He was in the Hootenanny, sat in the background, loved being called the fiddler.
Wayne 2.
Yeah, so we were getting the heavy things out first. So the sofa went downstairs first, then thought the next second heaviest thing would probably be the wardrobe. So emptied the clothes out of the wardrobe.
Moretti opening.
Thought the best thing to get a wardrobe down the stairs would be to lie down. This is like a stairs to flats as well, so it's a bit larger than
Okay.
like a flight of stairs in a house. So a bit wider and a bit higher. So lie him down. I stand at the bottom. He stand at the top. And then obviously once you lay down something that's a flat square object,
He's just going to slide down.
he had nowhere to grab.
You've seen Lauren Hardy before.
Yeah.
So yeah, he let go. It slid into me. I fell down the stairs, landed with a twisted leg. Wardrobe then followed down into my leg and broke it in 8 places.
That seems like quite the...
It was knee, shin, and leg.
It was David Boost all over again.
It was David Boost.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't know who it is.
The Coventry City right back.
There was a very
Did
famous,
he have a wardrobe fall on his leg?
pretty much. There was a very famous injury in the
kicked
early
it?
90s. I think it was a cross between Brian Robson and Gary Pallister, and Dennis Irwin was there.
Owen was there.
Yeah, and
Schmeichel
basically
threw up.
it was at Old Trafford at Manchester United, early 90s, and he was a Coventry City left back, and there was a collision inside the kind of penalty area, and his leg
I like how
broke.
you're pointing to your penis when you say penalty area.
Penalty area, and he's basically his leg broke in about 1,000 places. Schmeichel was crying and was sick.
Yeah.
They had to wash the blood off the pitch. There's a very famous photo of a bucket of water. It was disgusting, and it's probably the most famous leg break. If you ask anyone, if you really ask any football fan, really,
Until
above the age of 20 odd, and you say David,
it was horrific. So
You say
he
David
had a
Boost.
so his normal his leg. I'm just describing it to Wayne here. The normal leg, and then it flopped like from the shin, completely shattered across. Whereas mine went
Moretti's very
down
fizzy.
instead of across. So mine split down, so I have to get everything plated back together again, and had knee replacement bits and my plateau rebuilt.
Do you feel like that leg's now stronger for this experience?
No, not at all.
do you have a lot of metal in your leg?
I have a plate and it's either 7 or 8 screws.
Are you
Do you set
technically
off airport
Every
things?
single time, and
Excellent.
apart from the ones where if you go through, it's a weird like you go in forward in time sort of machine where you go and stand in them, you have to put your hands out,
Oh, yeah,
arms
yeah,
and
yeah.
legs out, and then these
The
weird
ones
things,
where they can actually
they
see all, like,
spin
your-
around you because
your
they
balls and
don't
shit.
go under the skin. So those ones I'm all right, but if someone comes around with a thing that scans you
you are RoboCop,
in the leg, yes,
Robo leg.
Robo leg?
yeah.
But yeah, if you ask anyone under the age of above the age of 20, David Boost, just say that, they'll go, "Oh God!"
Does
straight
he
away.
still play?
No, not at all. He didn't play straight away. He didn't play at all. That was it. Career over. And there was an article not long ago there was Ben showing Wayne his leg. There was an article
nice.
not long ago where
Why don't you show me the one with the plate in it?
his leg, it's like half of it there. He's all right. He's got over it. He had a lot of problems in the 90s, mentally, basically. But now he's come around and he's all right, and he's well again. But his legs, you look at it, it's just a
Yeah, it is.
It's a mess. Yeah, it's a right mess. But he's the most famous one. There's been many others, but he's the most famous.
Then followed by me.
Then followed by Ben. But there we go. Yeah. So
What's his name again?
David Boost.
I'll look him up.
We're all Bust, which
No,
many people
was
say
it double
Bust.
S? There was it.
Yeah, it's like weird. I think it's like OOS or something along those lines. Or
No, it wasn't double O.
B
So U double S T.
So yeah, Boost.
It
or something,
doesn't
something
matter.
like that. But we would have to do the Crystal Maze. Not, honestly, as a thing to do. I know I'm kind of like plugging it all the time in that, but we would have to do it. And if anyone's got if everyone's got to plan a stag do or a hen do or anything like that, I again can't recommend it highly enough. It's such a good laugh, and it's quite a full day because you've got to be there early and all that sort of thing. And we did it in the centre of Manchester, and it's quality. The one thing is they don't. You have to sign a thing saying that you've not been on the piss. Now they know. they know
What
that.
is that?
Well, they know that you've had a
On a
few minutes,
stag do.
but they came
I
up.
hope
And,
they word it like that.
no, they came up. Well, actually, to be fair, they nearly did because a lad came up when we were in there and goes, "Look, if you've been drinking, you're not allowed in. If we for any second think that you've been drinking and you've had too much, yeah, obviously they know if you've had one or two, but if you've had slightly too much, if there's an indication, you will be thrown out." He goes, he says, I can't even describe how there's no arguments. You're out. He says there's exits everywhere. He says because there's so many other groups and that. He says we've just got zero, and so we're there going, we all stink of booze. To be honest, we've not been on the piss that day. We had one or two because it was kind of we knew about this and we took it seriously. But they did kind of put the frighteners up here, and you could see the group in front who were looking around going, "Oh my god, like how the hell are we here?"
That would make an amazing TV show. Crystal Maze, but everyone's really, really, really pissed.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
That's just the new series, like.
I did a stag do with, and I can't remember the TV. What's the one where you dress up as like sumo wrestlers and run up hills and
It's
get
a knockout.
walk? That's the one. It's a knockout. I did a stag do and
With,
with
Banzai.
my brothers.
With oh god, talking with yourself, Stuart Hall,
So yeah,
dirty old Stuart
dirty
Hall.
old Stuart Hall.
The thing with Stuart Hall is that Stuart Hall, for Wayne, he was the host of It's a Knockout, but he was
like U-Tree.
yeah,
U-Tree
he was a
Wayne.
very famous like sports reporter, not really a football commentator, but he was a sports, and he was quite a quirky guy. And then I remember on the radio they did like a big thing because he was like 80 odd or something, and I think it's when he died actually. Or maybe he didn't die. But there was a big kind of.
It's not dead, is it?
I can't remember, but they did a big thing about him saying like, "Oh yeah, but this is his career and all this." Well loved Stuart Hall, a bit of a crazy kind of presenter and all that sort of thing, and did It's a Knockout, and then like it was only about a month later, bang, U-Tree, and he was just.
Oh, no, I know what you do.
Yeah.
Nonce. But going back to the beauty of this stag do. Yeah, thank you for bringing that one down.
Sorry. Oh, Stuart Hall. I mean, Stuart Hall's a famous person.
Well, some of our listeners may not know what the U-Tree thing is.
And It's a
Well,
Knockout.
they should.
I think they do. He was involved in all the Savile malarkey. Anyway.
Yeah, no, so the beauty of that, it was that...
Beauty of what?
Beauty of U-Tree.
there was quite a few people taking part in this stag do.
U-Tree.
So we were on stag do's and there was hen do's, and the groups of the hens were given an option that if they were to do things naked or topless, then they would score extra points for their points for their team.
Right.
Yeah, and that happened quite regularly, which is the greatest thing about that stag do.
Where was this?
It was in Nottingham.
What? Oh, dear.
Yeah,
What? Just like randomly in a bar?
it was. Do you know where the Queen's Drive football pitches are?
No.
Oh, it's near there.
Oh, so there was an organised It's a Knockout. Was it an
It's in
actual?
it's a big field with all the.
Yeah, but
things
was it
set
an
up.
actual thing, or was it just like a load of people in the field doing it off the cuff?
No. You had to go
Just
through
a lot
some
of
events.
Ropey
thing.
old
so
women
yeah.
getting their
It was a
boobs
proper
out.
organised event.
Yeah.
And they let you do it. They let the girls do it topless.
Yeah, but then you would do it drunk as well.
Oh
So
my God.
regardless of you,
Oh, they encouraged it.
Yeah. You were there. There was bars there and all sorts, and you just got to do a
Sounds
very
like
drunken.
classy establishment.
It's a knockout, and girls, if you get your tits out, you get more points. All the girls won. There was a group of girls actually that said, whilst I went on to do one of the water ones, that
Did you
handed,
get more points if you got a knob out?
I think you did actually. I think you did, but I never watched it. Never looked at those.
Liar.
There was a group of girls that went to do
spill
a
a bit.
water one that handed over their cameras to our group before they went on because they didn't want to get them wet. The photos we took, vile. Imagine
Yourself?
Everyone's penises, really. Just going, lots of people's a-holes. So getting that developed. Oh,
The picture of Stuart Hall in your wallet.
yeah.
I'd like to pet you before I go. I'll be back tomorrow night so we can drink some more. I don't care what the people are thinking. I'm not drunk, I'm just a drinking. I said more, another round. I said more, another round. I said more, another round. One more round, get me down.